everyone, and welcome back to the Breakdown How-To. Today I'm going to be teaching you guys how to stabilize a clip in Adobe Premiere Pro. Now, if we watch this video here, you'll see, specifically you watch the edge, how kind of shaky this is and stuff like that. We're going to try to fix that here via editing. So this is a drone shot, and that can be kind of hard to stabilize it more than it is, right? Once you're out shooting, right? There's no way you can really do that. However, once you're here in the editing bay, you can. But before we get on into it, be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel for more awesome content exactly like this every single day of the week. We post tons of awesome tutorials here. You won't regret it. And we're building this channel from the ground up, so your subscriptions really do mean the world to us. Thank you very, very much for them in advance. Also, be sure to check out the first link down below, the breakdown.xyz/Bluehost, to get an awesome Bluehost website up and running with your videos, with your photography, just a blog, whatever you're looking to do, you can run it via Bluehost. The breakdown.xyz/Bluehost. Again, that's the first link down below. So, how do we stabilize this footage? Well, let's go over here to our Effects tab, and then we're just going to type in Stable. Right, that is, let's see, stab. That's what I actually typed in there. We just want to take Warp Stabilizer here and drag that onto the clip. And this is going to take a while to be able to get this working here. As you can see, has to stabilize each and every frame individually. So this is going to take a second. I'll see you guys once it's done. So the analysis is wrapping up here. We have less than 100 frames left. And we can see here that there is either smooth motion or no motion, stabilization, or subspace warp, position, scale, position, rotation, perspective. I typically leave it subspace warp and smooth motion, right? That's typically what I want to see. I want some motion in this shot. I'm okay if it moves. It doesn't have to be perfectly stable. It can move a little bit, and I want it to kind of warp things and move things as time goes on. Now, we'll look at the other methods here and compare, but typically subspace warp does give the best end result here. So we're rendering out the stabilization now, and pretty soon it will be done. There we go, okay. So as you can see, it kind of zoomed it in a little bit here. Now, if we play through this, there's still some movement, but there's a lot less movement, right? It's a lot more smooth than it was before, and if we play through it, you'll actually see very little to no movement to the naked eye whenever you're just watching this. It's not going to be annoying like it was before. So there's a little movement there, but overall not too bad. The car moves through. You're focused on that now, not on the rest of the scene, and there you go. It's done. Now, if we go ahead and change this to, let's say, no motion, right? It's going to have to restabilize, but it's not going to have to reanalyze everything, which is awesome. That's one of the great things about the Warp Stabilizer here. It's going to give a completely different shot, and you can actually see, if we just watch some of the straight lines here as I scrub through this, how it just like all moves and warps and all of that stuff. If we watch it, that'll be noticeable as well, but to a lesser extent. It's when you get these kind of weird judders and stuff in stabilized footage, they've used warp subsurface or subspace warp, excuse me, without any motion, and it can sometimes look pretty weird, but it actually turned out okay to the naked eye. But you can see, you see that brick wall over here, how that's like kind of moving. If we look at it, you can see the brick wall is moving here, right? Because our eyes are focused here, we're not noticing that much, but it is a little detail that the wall is moving, not anything else. That's why I would rather have smooth motion and not completely have a moving brick wall, right? We'll see this shot again here, and we'll see that the brick wall is not moving, that the camera is moving in that shot. Now, we can also do like position warps and stuff like that. I typically don't use these too much. Not my style of stabilization, right? But it can work out really well to your favor, depending on what you're looking to do. Every shot type is going to be different, guys. That's what we need to remember. And for this drone shot, it's actually looking like this is going to be one of the more stable shots that we have. And probably position, scale, rotation, right, is going to be the one that's best for this particular drone shot. So let me check that out real quick, and then we'll see how it goes. So boom, and if we come up, I'm thinking this is going to be pretty straight with not much movement. So we have a little bit of movement there, not too bad, and then we should be good from this point on to be relatively smooth. Yeah, that's a clean shot, and that's probably the one I would go with. You can also test this with no motion. It's going to be a lot better than the subspace warp. that we had before. So no motion on this is probably going to create the smoothest shot we've looked at so far. Now, we are losing some of the screen when we do this, right? It's definitely losing some of the screen, but that's okay, because now, look at that. Perfectly stabilized shot. Looks like it never moved at all, and that is exactly what we were going for. Last but not least, there is the perspective warp, which I would not necessarily recommend doing. This can kind of screw things up. I personally don't use it too much, but you might find use cases where you use this one every single time, and it comes back to the wall over here is moving while the rest of the shot is staying still. It's kind of interesting. But if we do that, you can see right there how that's like the wall is shaking over here, not the camera. So I would, on this shot, go with a position scale with no motion in order to get a perfectly stable shot over the video there. So we come up, we've got a very stable shot. There is some movement in that wall, right? You can see it there. It's kind of moving around just a little bit, but not much. Not anything that would be really noticeable to the naked eye in a video, and then the car goes on through, and there you have it. So that's how you can stabilize footage in Adobe Premiere once you get it in here. Best way to stabilize footage, guys, is to do it out on the shoot and get a camera that is stabilized on the shoot. But sometimes in a drone shoot, it's really windy, as it was this day, and you can't do that, so it's best to do it in post, and that's what we just did. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, and be sure to subscribe to the channel for more awesome Adobe Premiere videos every single week. It's a new channel. We're building it from the ground up, so your subscriptions and your likes really do mean the world to us. Thank you very much in advance, and I look forward to seeing you again. Peace.